All right. We're live. Let people join. We'll give everyone a minute here.
What's up, nerds?
What's up, people?
I'm super pumped.
Yeah. This is Kate's first time ever watching Star Wars.
Yeah.
She's never seen it. Kate is in a dangerous spot because she normally walks by my desk, Robbie desk, and KenJac's desk and calls us nerds.
Always, yeah.
If she does get hooked on Star Wars and likes these, that's a dangerous spot for her.
For sure.
An old take post. She would never dare call Clem a nerd, though. Never.
A dweebozoid, maybe.
You know, I was putting the tweet together to send out, and I was like, using the V word's a little strong, and then I saw Kate put the V word in her name, so she's proudly wearing it, and I appreciate that.
Oh, wow, I did not even see that until just now. Yikes.
For the record, in real life, I totally fuck. I'm super excited for this. I'm 33. I've never seen this shit. I've seen, like, you know when you're at family parties and stuff, and it's playing in the background, and you're like, oh, okay, you're, like, looking over, but that's about it. So.
Did you never have, like, family members that were into it or friends or anything?
Nothing. No, not at all.
Wow. Unbelievable.
I know.
People don't like Star Wars. Where you come from? The hell.
I know. I'm genuinely pumped, though.
Kate bought for America, but doesn't even like America, apparently, because she doesn't even watch Star Wars.
I know, really. One of America's greatest inventions ever is the Star Wars universe.
Is it? I thought it took place on Tatooine.
Oh, wow.
Oh, pretty good.
That's an impressive start.
Thank
Kate
you.
will take a quiz after this is all said and done.
Okay.
KenJac's fixing his headphones. He can't hear. He'll be there. He'll be with us in a second.
This is some angle he has. He looks disheveled.
So we will get up the movie on everyone's TV. So everyone get it in.
Okay.
Star Wars: A New Hope. I know I'm calling it Star Wars in the stream. People are like, "Why aren't you calling it A New Hope?" Because you know what? When you see Star Wars, you're going to click on it more. That's just how it works.
And
so
it's Star Wars. This one is Star Wars.
It was released as Star Wars. Before George said it was A New Hope. So you can watch on Twitter or YouTube. I'd rather you watch on YouTube, but some people like those on Periscope. Like very few people watch on Periscope. If you want to watch on there, watch on there. But if you want to switch to YouTube, that helps us out more. So give everyone.
Don't we need a new hope right now? You know.
That's what people say.
Yeah.
We do.
What people say.
This is such a hopeful movie. This movie is the spirit of Star Wars more than any other one. Empire is my favorite, but this is Star Wars. Come on.
As the good man Walter Cronkite says, this movie is celebrated and accepted because so many people can watch it. It has nothing to do with language, country, race, all that. It works no matter where it is. It's in space.
I also, before we go on, I just want to give a quick shout out. I believe my nephew Luke is watching. So, hey, Luke.
What's up, Luke?
So watch your curses, everyone.
I was kidding about me.
Luke, your nephew named after Luke Hobbs from the Fast and Furious franchise. Very cool. Very cool of your family to do that. Okay, I tweeted everything. Everyone tweeted it out. We'll keep hitting that as it goes. Disney Plus, get the movie up and ready to go. KenJac, throw the thumbs up. Are you good while you're fixing your audio? Oh, that's right. He can't hear. Why would he be able to know what I'm saying? All right. So we're going to play the movie. There's going to be a timer up on the screen. I will not leave the timer up the whole time. If you want the timer, just let us know, and I'll pop it back up. But the timer will not be up the entire time because it's distracting. People want to see us. All right, here we go. Star Wars: A New Hope. I'll show the timer after Kate sees the intro. It's so iconic. Here we go.
Okay. Oh.
No, not yet. No, rewind.
I didn't. It's not. It's twirling. Okay.
Okay.
Contains tobacco description. Oh gosh.
What?
Earmuffs, Luke. Earmuffs.
PG contains tobacco depictions. Is this a Six Inside movie?
We're going to talk about that.
Are we ripping heaters in this? I already like it.
Imagine if you could just put cigarette ads in to like make ends meet right now during the quarantine. I kind of wouldn't hate it.
Yeah.
Start doing it too. Oh, Barstool Sports. Marlboro Red to get through the day.
All right, here we go. I'm going to count down from 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to go. Ready? Star Wars: A New Hope, the first movie, 1977. It's on Disney Plus. 3, 2, 1, play.
All right, I need to go cover my dog. He's crying because he doesn't have a blanket on him.
I'm also playing with my cat with a laser beam right now.
I'll go wake up my son. We could all have little pets that we play with.
Okay.
And we'll just, that's crazy. So
we all-
I'm sorry.
sorry,
Jeff, what is this? Is this the OG edition? I don't know what they even have on Disney Plus.
Disney
No,
Plus.
this is the Disney Plus edition.
Even more updated. Here's the big thing.
They've changed the Han Solo introduction scene yet again, Clem.
Oh
So
my
you'll see the latest edit.
It's cool to watch this movie with Kate, who's never seen this. And the most of the conversation here, Kate, please ask questions.
bold to
Yeah.
assume we know Roman numerals right off the bat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
The
Oh, I should read.
Yeah, this is important.
Here's the war.
it is technically important. I won't even say anything.
Oh, I love the Clem Baca. That's a good one.
Like that? Yeah.
The battle.
We're getting a little silly in quarantine now.
Our anniversary just passed too, Clem. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Star Wars
Yeah.
celebration.
I thought that was either in May or June or July. I was completely nowhere close to it.
Yeah, it came up randomly like 3 years ago. I was like, oh my God. Iconic.
Iconic.
What are you eating, Kate?
Big old thing of pasta with some
Oh,
grilled chicken
hell yeah.
in it. What's it, pasta alla vodka or something like that with chicken?
Penne alla vodka with some chicken?
Okay, so there's a civil war going on.
Yes.
Right.
Lot of
When,
racism
was
in
the
this movie.
Empire always evil, or did it just recently turn?
No, so it turned about 20 years before these movies, about 19 years before this movie.
Okay.
Irrelevant to know, though, because remember, this was the first.
Yeah,
movie
you
come
don't
out.
really need to know that. Yeah.
Okay.
You did not need to know that. Actually, that's the beauty of this movie is you don't need to know anything because the movie came out before anyone knew anything.
Yeah, this is the first one. And also a
Fun.
little fun fact for the readers at home, the ellipses that they use in both A Long Time Ago in a Galaxy Far, Far Away and then The Crawl, they always use 4 instead of 3, and I do that in my blogs, and it's because of Star Wars.
Behind the blog.
I'm OCD, so I can't do that.
I didn't know that. You know, seeing as I am a military expert, I might be pretty good at this movie.
I was actually thinking that. Yeah, you could navigate the Star War.
Why aren't they flanking them here?
If I was in that plane, I actually would have turned left there.
Yeah.
Whoa, not plane. Okay.
You know, technically, these guys are all on ships, so they're all Marines, technically speaking.
We got some key players in right away that I recognize from McDonald's toys and my nephew's T-shirts.
And you said on Twitter that you referenced R2D2, so big start.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, that second for C3PO or whatever his 3PO, CP, whatever. Yeah, that droid is in the regular movie.
I remember I watched this with my daughter, and when the words came on the screen, she went, "Whoa!" And I was like, "Look!" In 3 seconds into it, which I think happened to a lot of kids, right? Like I think that's the story is kids, especially in the movie theater, they were just blown the fuck away because in the 70s you didn't get shit like that.
The funny thing is about Kate watching it 33 years after it came, 43 years after it came out, is that people who see this movie for the first time nowadays, like the reaction is just different because this was made 43 years ago. Or people who watched this the first time in 1977, their fucking heads exploded. They're like, what in the world am I watching?
Yeah, when Trent watched these for the first time just a few years ago, he said after the first one, he was more just perplexed and baffled and, oh my God, how did they make that work back then? How were people just okay with this big walking, talking dog basically going around with this space drug dealer and, all of this? And he said by the Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, he was like, okay, I understand this. I understand the world. But he said the first one, he was just flabbergasted.
Look at their shitty cargo shorts.
Yeah.
They would be swipe left so quick on Tinder.
Mm-hmm.
The rebels always do kind of look like nerds. They call them eggheads in The Mandalorian.
The cargo short people are the rebels. They're the good guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are dead.
This guy's trouble.
A little bit of a phallic hat.
A hat.
Now, R2D2 is the little robot, the dome.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
What's the thing that he stores special info or something?
Yeah, it's
So-
just a computer.
That's what Princess Leia was just doing there. Yeah.
Oh, I was looking.
She was basically putting a little floppy disk in him. R2-D2 is Clem's favorite character in all of Star Wars.
Yes.
Really?
Little fun fact.
Get shit done.
Get shit done, and
he's the best.
He's just cute. He's just a cute guy.
It's the name of my first car. It was a blue Toyota Corolla. Named it R2.
Kate, I can't believe you did the Leia hair. You could you even do the buns like she does in this movie? I think you probably need a lot of hair.
I started to try that, and they were both like half a centimeter on the side of my head. Look at his arm strength here.
Shout out, that's Captain Antilles, who we see at the end of Revenge of the Sith, folks.
So he lives through this little beating.
What do you think of their trigger discipline, Kate?
Their fingers are not straightened off. I gotta tell you, that's not great. They're fully gripping it. She knows. Oh no, even her fingers on the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I know the military often uses the stun blaster. Very common weapon.
No, I don't want to be a jerk. But like, what's the point of these two robots, though? Like,
well, you'll see. You'll
find out.
Come on.
Find out.
Okay.
Listen, if there's two people that are wholesome and don't deserve any slander, it's R2 and 3PO.
Okay.
Pretty much universally loved.
Though
I think you'll love the two of them by the end of this.
I think many people have grown to find 3PO possibly annoying.
Yeah, 3PO maybe. R2, I mean, he can't say a bad word about the guy.
I heard he was an incel on Reddit now.
Yes.
So now they're in a little space pod that dipped off the ship.
They're basically going to like Planet Fallujah.
Pretty much. So do they just hang out there for the next 20 years?
More or less.
That's it, yeah. The suck.
Does he know she's like a... Does he know she's turned yet against the Empire?
He knows that she's a part of the Rebel Alliance, yeah.
I find it amazing that lip gloss was still an important thing during this trying time.
She's a princess after all.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Gotta tell you, this movie looks so good still.
Mm-hmm.
Like this scene just looks great.
Funny
Can
comment
you
here.
imagine?
No, go ahead, Kate.
Well, can you imagine spilling a bowl of SpaghettiOs in that hallway, though?
Oh, no.
Having to clean that hallway? My God.
Oh
Forgot.
my God, yeah.
So someone just said that we need to do the Family Guy spoof, and also this guy said, still doesn't make sense they let the pod go by knowing sentient robots live among them, which is funny because in the Family Guy, there's a Family Guy version of this, Kate, which actually is very funny once you've seen these, where they're like, just hold your fire. What are we paying by the laser? And he's like, you do the budget, Harry.
Do you want to announce, Jeff, by the way? Can we?
Yeah, I mean, you set it up. Who's joining us for Empire Strikes Back next week?
So for Empire Strikes Back next week on Tuesday, we will be joined by Alex Sulkin, Family Guy writer, and he was actually the guy that wrote the Family Guy Star Wars trilogy.
Holy
So
shit.
funny.
Super, super funny guy, super familiar with Star Wars, like knows as much as anybody. So that's going to be a blast.
That's awesome.
Yep, so we will definitely be talking about the Family Guy Star Wars. Oh, shout out to RA in the chat. RA is going to be coming up for one of these, hopefully, I think, next week. God bless RA's soul. It's going to put Smitty in the same stream as him, and Smitty was offering some of the worst suggestions of all time for a stream. Consistently giving him movies that just have never been or never will be on streaming platforms.
What did he want to watch? Like a straight to VH1 Bruce Springsteen documentary?
Well, the first he offered all like 4 Jaws movies, none of which are on streaming. Yeah, well, we're gonna figure it out.
My my kids were watching Wizard of Oz yesterday, and I go upstairs and the Scarecrow song came on. I hear and it's now that's Smitty. Now that is
It's Smitty, yeah.
Really fucked up what Frankie Borelli did to the poor guy.
What did he do?
That's just the Smitty theme now. He's made that Frankie's made that his theme.
If I only had a brain.
Oh. Well.
Imagine how much filming these scenes had to suck.
Tunisia, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just walking around in like a tinfoil suit.
Imagine you're just a camel minding your own business and you're like, what the fuck? Oh, dinosaur bones.
That's
I always say that my dream role in one of these Star Wars movies would actually be, so C-3PO, there's many droids that look just like him. He's called a protocol droid. And that's my dream role because my arms are so tiny that I could definitely fit into those little like robot things.
You were made for it.
And I don't want a lot of shine, you know. I don't want my face in the movies. I don't want to be, for Star Wars fans to be like, that guy ruined Star Wars. I just want a background role, me walking around like a robot, and I could be like, that was me.
Are they doing any more of those?
Star Wars movies?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we got problems here. Bogies? Is that the term? We got bogies?
Bogies on the perimeter.
I thought bogies was like a plane thing. I thought that was Top Gun.
I thought it was a golf thing.
I thought it was like buy one, get one.
Mm-hmm.
Thought they're up your nose. The Mandalorian Jawa scene is maybe one of my favorite random moments in all of the Mandalorian, or maybe all of Star Wars. It's so great.
So great.
Oh my god.
For those who have never seen it, Empire of Dreams is the behind-the-scenes documentary in the first 3 Star Wars movies. It's an incredible documentary and really goes into how big of a disaster this movie was right up until it got released.
Well,
a lot of people say it was saved in the edit.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Filming was...
Do they have to blank all the buttholes off everybody?
CGI,
CGI, like cats?
C-3PO's butthole, yeah.
I love how many Jawas it takes to pick up R2. This is like the funeral meme. You know, when they're carrying the casket?
Mm-hmm.
R2 is a little thick for a little guy. He's like kind of like Doc, you know? Like,
yeah.
Chode.
Totally.
Oh.
He's built like Big Ed from 90 Day Fiancé.
This ship looks like it would be like an art museum in Norway somewhere or something.
Yeah. That would be awesome. They should actually, that would be a really good idea for the eventual Star Wars museum they make, if they make it look like a big sandcrawler.
Mm.
You for sure, when you're an old man, will like work at that museum as a volunteer, probably.
Oh, absolutely. I'm the guy, ripping tickets, yeah. 1000%. You know that Game of Thrones guy on that documentary where he's like, he gives the tours of the set and he's like, oh, I was actually in the background of a scene. He's so happy about it. That's me.
Oh, I love that guy. That guy made me feel bad for not liking the final season.
I know. He was so wholesome.
He was such a good dude, man.
Ooh. Bugman?
It actually made me more okay with the final season because I could rationalize it and being like, all right, it sucked, but at least that guy had fun. I'm really glad he had fun. When he gives his jacket to Jon Snow, so heartwarming.
Mm-hmm.
Rest easy, everyone. They just announced that Artemis Fowl will be hitting Disney Plus on June 12th.
Thank God.
Oh, wow.
There may be a Marvel trailer tonight. We'll see. Some rumors going around.
Interesting. This scene always, actually, the other scene is reminiscent of this, but the Sid's creepy toy scene in Toy Story, I always think of this.
Or like a... I don't know.
Kate, that thing right there rolling around, that's a miniature. That'd be like 2 feet tall. Almost all the ships in this movie. Well, okay, so this right here is very animated because Star Wars famously, years later, in around 1997, George Lucas added in a bunch of CGI and animated things to improve the movie, and since then it has pissed people off more and more. So you see really weird things like this, where they're all animated, but then you see those other things which are very clearly model toys that they basically make in a shop and they filmed 30 years before.
I was always cool with that one. I like that one. But see, for like me and I feel like even Jeff, a lot of us, this is the version we grew up with. So it's weird because it's like we didn't see the original theatrical cut. There's one thing in particular that we'll point out when it happened that like does kind of piss us off. But
all of Mos Eisley is just tough, isn't it?
Yeah, for the most part, I'm fine with the special edition edits because it's like, this is the version I watched when I was a kid anyway.
The Spaceballs where we're combing the desert scene. Yeah, spoofs of Star Wars. I think I remember.
Kate, did you have a question?
This one robot looks like a trash can.
Yes.
Yeah.
R2D2.
That'd be It's called a gonk droid.
Yeah, the gonk.
Gonk. Shout out to them for reloading us so many times in Star Wars Battlefront.
So basically, I've told this story on these streams before, but when they re-released them in '97, they added all the cool, like, flashy shit. And then so I'd never really seen the movies because I was 6, and then I would go to Blockbuster and rent them, but it would be the original ones from years before. So I'd be like, Dad, where are all the scenes? What out of your stuff in this movie, Dad? It's like, oh, this is the old stuff. New stuff's only in theaters right now.
The Blue Onion Robot.
I know, Robbie, for you, I'm sure, but do you all remember like the first time I saw it?
I actually don't.
Oh, really?
I don't because I remember the first time I saw Revenge of the Sith and then the rest of the movies. But for all the other ones, I was so young when I got into them that like those were like the first toys I had, the first everything I had. So I actually don't remember a time where I wasn't like a massive Star Wars fan.
That's my nephew saw it when he was super young, like 3 or 4, and he's been obsessed ever since.
It's just such a vast world for a child's imagination to go wild in.
Yeah, I kind of what Jeff had talked about with the theatrical re-release with all these special editions and shit. I was like you. I never had watched them. I never really had any interest. No one in my family watched them. And then my brother is 6 years younger. Those movies came out. He's like, I want to go see them. He got obsessed. I went to the theater and I was like, oh, these movies are fucking awesome. And that I got into when I was like 15 years old. So I haven't been a lifelong, but I'm old now. So I've been for a very long time.
I was 6. I forget what type of theater it was, but I saw it in Berlin, Connecticut in 1997. That's where I saw it with my dad and my cousins.
Yeah, Star Wars is a big cousin thing for me. Me and my cousin Kenny, my cousin Andrew too, but me and my cousin Kenny particularly. Like he was Anakin and I was Jango one Halloween. We were like reenacting all the scenes. It was awesome. I've told this story many times, but we ruined all of my grandmother's wrapping paper tubes. This poor woman, every time we went over, she would buy new wrapping paper tubes for us. And we would unravel the entire thing and then start coloring it in the cardboard like it was a lightsaber. And the first time you clash, they just like fold over like a flaccid penis. So not great, but.
The first movie I remember seeing though, was Toy Story. The first movie I remember going to see, and that was '95. And I only really remember that because of this is some kind of a morbid story, but we're alive. But
hello, young guy.
We went to Burger King after, and they had these Toy Story toys, and then I remember getting them and going home, and there was a carbon monoxide leak in the condominium that we lived in. And when we obviously were alive, but that's why I remember that. It's really morbid connection to Toy Story, but that's why I remember
carbon monoxide almost took out Tommy Smokes. I don't know if you saw that blog.
Crazy.
Yes.
Really?
People are noting that there's a story about how the droid that just blew up, R5D4, he did it on purpose because he has the Force. We won't get into that. We want Kate to understand the movie at a very basic level.
I would just like to say my cat's at the end of the couch, and he just ripped my sock cap off. So everyone's
they're gonna see rip ass.
What's up, Spork?
He's being told dickhead right now. Okay.
My dog's under a bunch of blankets. I would show him, but he's being peaceful right now. 3PO taking a bath.
You're fucking droid, dude. You're basically a computer. You should be knowledgeable at everything.
Oh.
Mark Hamill, what a perfect guy for this role.
I feel like that's an ice skater.
Mark Hamill?
It sounds like an ice skater name. I feel like you're right.
Shout out to R5D4.
Is he gonna do a triple sow cow in a minute? Is he gonna?
Oh, look at this. Wait, ready? Hey guys, welcome to Barstool Movie Night.
Wait, hold on, wait.
I feel like a weatherman.
What a delight!
I tried to move your thing. I couldn't move the box. Dang it! Isn't it? Who is the? It's Dorothy Hamill. That's who you're thinking
Oh,
of.
Dorothy Hamill, longtime stoolie.
Yeah. Big, yeah.
Brick by brick, Dorothy Hamill.
Mhm. She often calls into breakfast. Yeah.
Scott Hamilton joked that he's often mistaken for another celebrity, Mark Hamill of Luke Skywalker fame. There you go, Scott Hamilton on there as well.
Was this
Right.
added in
No.
No.
ahead of its time?
This
Yeah.
movie was so. That's part of why this movie is so iconic, because it really was like truly ahead of its time. They did things that no one was able to do, and this being one. I mean, this was nuts.
Iconic right there. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. One of the most quoted lines in movie history.
No. And he doesn't know what to make of it. He's like, "What?" Right?
Not at all. He just bought these two droids and found this inside one of them. It's
So
like
he's
buying
not part of
a
the
computer. No, not at all.
Storage
He
Wars.
wants to be, but he's a farmer. This is like buying a computer and finding something on the hard drive.
It's like Storage Wars. You buy a storage container, you get them cool.
He's like, no porn on this one either. Next robot, please.
God damn it, Uncle Owen.
He's like, this could work. This could work.
Yeah, R2, play that again. C-3PO.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, there is something to this.
Yeah, in the middle of the desert, that definitely can work.
That's an oasis.
It would have worked.
Shout out to the Gallaghers. How are they doing, Robbie?
Shout out to who?
The Gallaghers.
Oh, they're still fighting. The last I heard, Liam said he thought that Noah wanted to light his house on fire.
Oh, that's not good.
He heard through the
documentary
grapevine that
sucked.
Noah wanted to. It sucked? Supersonic? Oh, Kate, that's my
it was
favorite
great.
music documentary ever.
Well, it was choppy. It was like, what are we doing here? You know, like.
Oh
let's-
no, I've watched it 1,000 times.
But I
It's
did not
weird.
realize
I
that.
could see it. I could see it not being someone's style though, because of the way it's like
Mhm.
they never cut to interviews with the two of them. It's all narration and stuff. Yeah.
I had no idea that they were like rock star diva assholes like that. I knew they
Mhm.
fought, but I didn't realize.
I mean,
they were, like,
the epitome. Yeah.
tearing hotel rooms apart and shit. Listening to their music, you're like, what?
Great point here. Technically, C-3PO just bitch slapped R2-D2. I've never thought about it that way.
That's
a great point.
I would love for my kitchen to one day look exactly like this. If I get, as Dave calls it, unlimited money, I'm having a whole kitchen furnishing team come in and just recreate the Uncle Owen Aunt Beru kitchen for me.
You want the bitchy aunt and uncle included?
Yeah, just for the overall aura.
My favorite scene is when she washes lettuce later on.
Yeah.
Shout out Big Cat and PFT. It looks like they're drinking paint.
Yeah,
I thought you were
it
going to
does.
say they
Blue
look
milk.
like this is Big Cat and PFT years from now. There's Big Cat. Aunt Beru's PFT.
Oh, that's what's his name? The guy's name meeting most I see in the cantina later gets his hand cut off.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
That's those two.
No, there's flowers.
Boomer Aunt Beru. I will say, like, now, like, when you think about all the things they wear in Star Wars, Aunt Beru's fit is wild. That's like she got that
Sort
at
of
Kohl's.
denim.
So she got it at Kohl's. Like, that's just not.
Is that literally
Great
denim?
point.
It's just denim.
And a big
She
lapel.
looks like, she looks like, what's the chick from Misery? She's wearing that outfit.
Oh, yeah.
They finally get done the movie. They're like, wait a minute. We forgot to put her in her costume that day. Fuck.
Oh, this is chills every time.
This little
John
Lucy-
Williams, John Williams' finest piece of music right here.
Mm.
How did they get to a planet that had two suns? That's the one thing I don't understand about that.
Binary Sun, man.
All right, there was no Marvel tease on ABC. I think it was just Marvel people in a credit scene. Stand down, folks.
His neck's very sunburned.
So what that was, Kate, that was him looking off and going, God damn, I want to join the war. But he can't
FOMO.
because he's got to tend to his aunt and uncle on the farm and care for them and all that.
He wants that Corvette.
But that's his dream. Yeah, his friends, they're all off joining the war.
Okay.
3PO was beating his meat back there. We fucking interrupted him.
You almost get the feeling that somehow he's going to wind up in that war. You know?
So C-3PO, you got to imagine on set, his eyes are probably real lights, right? Is that's going to be blinding for Anthony Daniels to just look directly. He's got a light 2 inches from his face.
Or super hot. It's like heat lamps.
Yeah, the lights weren't the LEDs they are today back in 77. They were probably like switching them on for a scene, and then the second they were done, like, all right, flip them off so the metal doesn't heat up.
You guys have really got this in my head now about her outfit.
It is crazy. I never really thought about that either.
And she's
Even her
repeating
collar,
outfits,
it's
too.
just this 70s style, like, winged collar.
What is she making? Lettuce fondue? What's happening here?
I wonder if we'll have cars like that one day.
Here's a time
Oh
check.
my God, I wish.
It'd be so cool.
A couple times at Camp Pendleton, I saw the giant hovercrafts going across the ocean. It's insane.
They're so sick.
Yeah, they're super sick. It's a little.
Those
bit of a
big
laugh.
animals are called banthas.
Banthas.
Yeah. And Star Wars version of bullshit is bantha fodder.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Just a little side note, fun fact for you there.
Big fun fact, lady.
Yeah. I like a lot of the Star Wars verbiage and like weird words. Nerf herder, scruffy looking nerf herder. That's an
Laser
insult.
brain.
You should start like a VH1 pop-up video kind of thing, which I guess is like,
This is kind of what it is.
Whoop.
Oh. Holy shit. That's nightmare fuel.
Yeah, that shot of the Tusken Raider doing that, they had to loop that. See that, like the fucking rocks in front of R2D2. George, you asshole.
So Kate, what Jeff just referenced there, the rocks in front of R2D2 in that scene were added in 1977, or actually in the Blu-ray. I think they added even more because George decided he wasn't hidden enough. But when you look at that, it's like the droid would never be able to get behind those rocks.
Right, a little hole.
It's just one of those like pointless things where it's like, dude, you didn't need to change that. Like, you didn't need, this movie's fine.
Yeah, but when that guy did that with the Tusken Raider, that's one shot, and they looped it back and forth because they ran out of footage. That's how bad the movie was. They had to use every last frame and shit to fix it.
Holy shit.
Potential force healing from Ben Kenobi there, you think?
Retroactive canon. Yeah, more noise. The Obi-Wan noise is different.
Do you remember the first movie as a kid that like scared the shit out of you?
Jeepers Creepers.
Jumanji.
Jumanji?
James and the Giant
Jumanji
Peach.
terrified me. Terrified. I mean, the spiders in it. I'm still terrified of spiders to this day. But the first night I watched Jumanji, I slept like with my mom in a headlock. Basically, I was holding on so tight to her neck. She said she like couldn't breathe. I gotta cover my dog again. He got up.
Yeah, I didn't like James the Giant Peach. Scared me. Hated it.
Weird graphics, right? It's like a weird vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Tim
reclined.
Burton?
Just letting everyone know.
Tim Burton?
Is that Tim Burton? James and the Giant Peach?
You're making me rethink it, but I thought it was.
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
Oh, is it? I didn't think it was.
Kate, do you know who this old man is?
Mm.
Okay, I didn't know. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's another one of the great lines from Family Guy Star Wars. Ben Kenobi. I wonder if he means old Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Such a great line.
No, yeah, he says like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I wonder if he means the old Obi-Wan. And then he just repeats the
old
same
Obi-Wan.
name.
Yeah, the same exact name.
I knew the name and honestly thought it was a robot in the movie.
It's a robot sounding
Oh,
name.
really?
Yeah, I'll give you
It's a
that.
robot sounding name to me.
Definitely. It's like
Obi-Wan.
Domo Ribato, Mr. Roboto, or what's the whatever that song?
You got it.
Origato, Mr. Roboto. Yeah.
I mean, it could literally be a droid number, like Obi-Wan
Yeah.
dash Kenobi.
You know what he was in the Austin Powers movies? Oh, behave.
Oh.
Oh, behave. That's right.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That was good.
I got all my snacks now.
My dog is really, I love him, but he's such an asshole. He's so high maintenance. He just lays down, I cover him. He gets up, I cover him again.
You got to bring the dog on the stream.
All right, I'll show you.
Is a dog a better roommate than Trent? That's the big question.
Ooh.
Definitely. No doubt about it.
Oh, my God.
No doubt about it. Look at this guy. He's so cute.
That out.
This is Murphy, everyone.
What's up, Murph?
His heart's beating fast. He's like not used to coming on stream. He's like, oh God, I wasn't meant to, he didn't do his hair tonight.
He's so tiny.
Yeah, he's 4 pounds. Little 14-year-old Yorkie.
I was gonna say, who would win in a fight, Spork or Murph? I think Spork is the clear. Spork's from the rough side of town too. He came from the
Streets.
He did. Street. Where would you say you're at, Kate? You and Spork on a relationship right now?
He's real sweet in the morning. Then he gets real scratchy all day long. And then around 2 a.m. he's nice again. So we're pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Clem, do you have pets?
No, not yet. We're starting to get heat for a dog from Sienna because she's 5, so it's kind of like starting from dog territory. But my wife had a dog for like a couple years when she was younger. It was an older dog that they rescued. I never had a dog, and I'll tell you, I don't have the energy for 2 kids, let alone a dog too. So it's not. I've already planted. My parents told me my dad was allergic to dogs, my mom was allergic to cats, so that's why we never had them. I've now realized they're probably just lying, so we wouldn't bother them anymore. So I've already used that excuse on Sienna. I told her I'm allergic to dogs, and her mom's allergic to cats.
Kate, do you know what that was? You got to know what that was. Okay, there we go. I was like, Kate knew that one. I knew.
It's this one.
Knew that one.
It's the one on my arm.
Yeah, that's Robbie's tattoo.
That's the one he just gave him.
He's like,
is my mic okay, guys, by the way? Because someone mentioned that it was not good, and I have a better mic I could get. Let me know.
No, he's like an old sensei, and he's like, you're something special, kiddo. Right?
Yeah, he fought alongside Luke's father, and he just told him that Darth Vader killed his father years ago.
The was.
Oh, yes. They're movies.
The lost member of Oasis, Robbie.
Movies that will come out years from now.
Liam, don't burn your brother's house down.
He has a crush on her, right?
He's a little horny. He's living alone with his uncle and aunt, so.
Yeah.
Oh, today's National Horny Day. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Brandon Walker.
Mm-hmm. That rumbling, if you hear it, is just a train going by my window. Oh, he is in love.
He's like, wait, excuse me, what did she say? Huh? Play that again. You could say Luke is a simp.
I would prefer you. I would prefer you didn't. I like it.
An incestuous simp.
Dude, I'm like fucking 80. Help me out. Good Lord.
What are you trying to do?
Needs his help, and he's trying to go help Princess Leia.
Mm.
And he can't convince this kid who hates his life to go with him, which is wild. Do you think Anthony Daniels just sat there in that suit? That I actually don't know the answer to. When they turned him off, he just sat there.
Takes too long to get out of it.
Yeah, it must have.
Imagine getting that on and having to take a dumper.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely pissed in that thing. I mean, if he hasn't, I'd be disappointed.
Yeah.
You want to talk about safety issues? Luke just holding that lightsaber all willy-nilly. He's going to fucking take his head off.
He really, everyone brings that up now. It's so true. He's so like, oh, look at this thing. It's Jonah Hill, and this is the end with the gun when he's like, I'm going to shoot you. Bang, bang, bang.
Look at that haircut.
Oh, I hate that fucking.
That is some haircut.
It's the Mark Davis special.
Yes.
Very British.
There's the narrator from Clone Wars in the white.
Yeah, Yularen.
Anything better than watching a movie and just getting crumbs all over your chest?
Wait, get what all over your chest? Not on live stream, Kate.
Crumbs.
Oh. Yeah, that's Yularen in the background. The Anakin and Ahsoka attack the Republic. That guy from Clone Wars.
We finally got a real life top Grand Moff Tarkin after the last two movies of Grand Moff Tarkin. We got the real guy now, finally.
Motherfucking high cheekbones like you heard about.
Right? I was just looking at him like, I wish.
I will say, this has been always up for debate. Luke does say he hates the Empire. I think someone might have said in the chat he hates the Empire, but he wanted to go to the Academy. So I don't really very conflicting thoughts there, Luke. Like you wanted to go.
I think he just wanted to learn how to fly, and that was the only place he knew to do so.
Yeah, he just wants to leave. That's fair.
This guy was so crazy. The balls he had going into this meeting and mouthing off to Vader. His girlfriend pissed him off the night before this meeting. And he was just like, all right, screw it. My meeting with Darth tomorrow, I'm going to sound off.
You know, he had a bunch of mirror talks with himself, too. He's like in the mirror, like, you got that. Today's the day.
Yeah. Don't let him walk all over you again.
I just since we're about a third way through, I retweeted the YouTube link. If you guys can retweet the YouTube link.
Absolutely.
So, one second, let me check on something.
I'm really about to eat this whole sleeve of cookies.
What kind of cookies?
Tate's Bake Shop double chocolate chip.
Huh. I had some Chips Ahoy earlier. Just some standard Chips Ahoy, original. Can't go wrong.
We're still finishing up Easter candy here.
What's the hot Easter candy with the kids these days?
My kids are they're still so young. We have to go pretty basic, so we just go like M&Ms and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks that we can't go with the like good stuff yet. The Reese's. My daughter already knows. She sees a Reese's, she gives it to me. So that's pretty awesome. That's Halloween or whatever.
I hate Reese's. That's my least favorite candy in the world, maybe.
Oh, Bob, no.
Peanut butter's so gross.
Oh, Bob, no. Why? What's wrong with you? Are you allergic?
Read it and weep.
Do you like die if you have it? That's the only excuse I can think of.
I just break out and puke because it's so gross.
Go pound sand with Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
Oh my
Can I
God.
ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
That's one of the most brutal things in all of Star Wars, by the way. Just fried bodies.
Oh my God, is that his aunt and uncle?
Oh yeah. They're.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I was waiting for you to ask that. Yeah.
It was.
I mean, it's top 3 most gruesome things in Star Wars.
Oh.
The Empire's
fuck.
looking for R2 and 3PO because they know R2's got the plans for the Death Star on him. So they knew they came through
Now,
there.
if you go into
And then
Star
they
Wars,
lit his aunt and uncle on fire.
there's like lore, and depending on what you read, F's in the chat. Papa bless for Uncle Owen. Actually, Aunt Beru. Uncle Owen sucked. That they would turn the blaster down to a lower level and slowly incinerate them with the blaster. Like that is like what they said they would torch it. Like that is messed up.
That is fucked.
Can I ask a question real quick? Sorry. Luke
No,
Skywalker-
don't apologize. This is what this is for.
Luke Skywalker was at his house. He goes outside, he looks at the moon, he's like, I'm going to go for just a random walk with these robots just for the night. Shit goes wrong, and then he meets Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's like, you're special, come with me. And he's like, nah, I'm just going to go back to my house. What? Why?
So things are a bit choppy there. They go looking for R2 because R2 goes away. They're like, oh, that friggin' droid, right? And while they're out there, they run into Obi-Wan Kenobi. They were also out there, and Obi-Wan, he knew about the message, so he shows them the message. And Obi-Wan goes, oh, okay, they need me to join the war. Well, I can't do it my own. He knows who Luke Skywalker is because he was like, I fought with your father. He goes, man, this kid's got major potential. Dude, why don't you and me go together?
All right, and now he's like, you were right, I'm back. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, well, he's like, the Empire just literally murdered my aunt and uncle. I'm fired up. Let's kill these motherfuckers.
No more chores. He's going to join the Empire.
We can all agree that all the neighbors in the neighborhood were like, Luke definitely killed them, right? Like he happened to go
Yeah.
They got fucking roasted.
They were like, that kid always wanted to get rid of those aunt and uncle.
The Cantina won Barstool greatest bar.
All right, I'm gonna pee before we meet you know who.
Barstool best. Oh, so all this stuff right here, the city landscape Kate was added years later, and it's kind of to sell toys.
Got it. That makes sense. Like, because those little rat things look terrible.
Yeah, this thing's fake as shit.
I mean, it was cool when I was 6. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. I want that little convertible hovercraft. Oh.
To anybody who needs someone to watch during quarantine, The Toys That Made Us is such
great.
I fucking cannot speak enough.
Have you seen the Star Wars toy documentary that's just about Star Wars toys?
No.
That I will send you.
Okay.
That you need to watch. I need to figure out the name of that again.
I only saw the one of the Toys That Made Us about Star Wars, which blew my mind about how they lost the license and all that shit. And
This was an hour and 10 minutes long. It's called Plastic Galaxy: The Story of Star Wars Toys.
No.
Ooh.
They talk about the ones I have a little bit, the Power of the Force, the really stupid ones.
Mm-hmm.
I love these though.
C-3PO racist. He just goes, can't stand these Jawas, disgusting creatures.
And then he's not
The whole galaxy is a little racist because he's about to not be let into a bar because of who he is and what he is.
True.
Everyone's all judgmental.
Most expensive toy. I actually got this toy the same day I met Clem and Robbie for the first time. Let me get it.
Yeah, it was our anniversary too. Happy anniversary, Jeffrey.
Yeah, we met Jeff, and Jeff said, "Yeah, I just spent like I don't remember which it was for this toy." What the fuck? It's like
So
Jeff,
I have
he's a normal guy on Twitter, but in real
I
life,
only have one of these in the box, but it's a from 1977. It's It's actually from a little after because they had the Boba Fett sticker, but this is a Princess Leia original Kenner. This is the most expensive one I got. It's awesome. It's really cool.
We're talking 4 figs there, yeah? Upwards of 4 figs?
Yeah, it's
you
a lot of
guys
money.
gotta hook up with someone in this bar. Who you going with?
Pink face.
Mantis. The tall praying mantis.
Ooh,
I'm taking like someone in the band.
I'm
the
going
Jizz
with that
band.
devil horn guy.
Devil Horn guy is definitely a good time.
So, Kate, that band, the Cantina band, they're the Star Wars version of a jazz band. In Star Wars, I shit you not, it's called a jizz band.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go with them then.
In Star Wars, jazz is called jizz because why would they not be?
Nothing better, like I said, than watching Star Wars would come all over your chest. Look at the balls, Chin.
If you watch it, I'll show off these toys. This was like my dream to like have all my toys one day just on fucking shelves. But then you watch people in like those documentaries Clem and I talked about, and you realize you're never gonna have the coolest collection. People have like the craziest shit, $1,000. Like, I'm never gonna have that.
It's funny looking at that devil horned guy and realizing like how similar the one from The Mandalorian looks to him. Because I just rewatched that episode, the Bill Burr episode, and he looks like very much like that same species.
Something random I just remembered from the scene, just watching it now. Luke tugs on the bartender to get his attention. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. You're right.
What the fuck, man?
He's a young guy. He's only 19, right? So it's like he probably hasn't been in many bars before. He doesn't know what the protocol is.
Etiquette, yeah. You want to fuck my nose? 15 credits.
Fellas.
Oh, brutal.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Oh, look at it.
This is like a motorcycle bar.
Oh, yeah.
Twin Peaks.
Now you can't leave.
Do you just chop somebody's arm off?
Yeah. And everyone just turns away. They're like, yep, that's what happens here. They say, you've never seen a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
I mean, they would be kicked out at that point. You'd be like, this guy tugged on my arm. You cut some guy's arm. Get the fuck out. What are you doing here?
They've been in the bar for all of 2
you
minutes and they've caused the biggest commotion ever.
Oh, this CGI stormtrooper jumping off the dewback. Oh.
Oh, no, God. Oh.
So this upcoming scene here, I would consider maybe my favorite introduction of a character in movie history.
Okay. It's Crunchy Tunes.
Most underrated song in Star Wars. No one talks about the second Cantina Band song.
I didn't know that Harrison Ford and Luke Skywalker were in the same movies together. I thought they were separate.
What? Oh, you're in for a treat because the bromance these two got, it's good stuff, Kate. It's a little dicey for a little bit, but it's good.
I know this guy.
There you go.
Always the way he says
That was really good.
Well done.
That was really good. That's way better than I could do.
Everybody go. Do your...
Rest in peace, Peter Mayhew, the original Chewbacca. I can't do it.
That's pretty good.
Ooh, Clem.
That's pretty good too.
When I do that, my daughter goes Rosas because that's what she thinks I'm starting to do. She don't do that too.
So Obi-Wan knows that Harrison Ford was like, he's going to be at the bar for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
$10,000 for what now? Wow, young Harrison Ford was a smoke.
Smoke show.
Such a smoke.
At this point, even Ben's like, I've never done it before, but this guy's offering the right price. I could go that way.
Yeah, so they want transport to Alderaan. That's where Princess Leia said she was. She said, we need your help. Meet me on Alderaan. And that's why they're coming to Han, because they don't have a ship. He's the pilot.
Uh-oh. You know, so one of my favorite authors, Joan Didion, and when she lived on the California coast, Harrison Ford was their carpenter at their house. He was like their fix-it guy.
All-time
He was a
crazy
carpenter when at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
The parsec thing is explained away in Solo for those bringing that up.
So,
what it's
Kate,
worth.
this is the edit that pisses a lot of people off. So just watch this scene, and afterwards we'll explain why it pisses a lot of people off.
Can I guess before you tell me?
Yes,
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
We're not up
Sure.
to it yet, but
I have not heard him.
Kate?
I've not heard him say this yet. I've not seen this version on Disney Plus.
This is the most colorful little aliens. This alien's wearing like a cool ass North Face parka, like a
Yeah.
one.
Greedo has such a cool fit. I would buy that jacket right now.
Yeah, so would I. Uh-oh. Go down. Oh! Maybe jump.
Why does he say McClunky?
So that's
they
the
make him
latest
say
edit. He says McClunky. That's not the edit that pisses people off, though, Kate. Can you guess
Okay.
what about that scene people take big issue with?
The gun violence.
You're close.
So in the original movie, Greedo, the alien sitting across the table from Han, never shoots. Han just shoots him. And in the edit, they make Greedo shoot, and Han is firing "quote unquote" in self-defense, and they've digitally edited his head to very awkwardly like dodge the point-blank shot. And that's George's way of being like, no, Han's a good guy. He would only act in self-defense. When the character is not that way. The character is the guy that would shoot first, and no questions asked. So that's, I would say, the number one out of every edit George ever made to the original trilogy. That's what pisses people off the most. There's like a big campaign. If you ever hear Star Wars fans say Han shot first, that's what they're referring to.
The most iconic cantina is what people think Barstool HQ is. Like all our people got this every day.
The alien that buys Luke Speeder is one of the ugliest things in Star Wars. Just need to note that. This guy.
So is all penis face with the with the spy, yeah.
All the fucking narc.
It's a narc?
The Lex Steel species.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Okay, so this was added years. This is one of the big ads. Okay,
This
they added.
terrible.
Yeah, they added this.
Yeah, this is really
in
bad.
97. They added it 20 years after it came out.
What was that great high C?
So this is actually like even updated. The first one looked even worse.
Wait, did you say high C?
Remember the Slimer one?
Yeah, the one Slimer from the Ecto One, Ecto Cooler or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know why
Ecto
he remembered
Cooler.
that.
That stuff was so good. I love when Han walks around him and they digitally just like move his body like kids would do.
So that's the thing, Kate. They did film the scene with this big, large, like Irish actor, and he's about to walk around him, but they needed to make it look like he walked over a tail, so they edited him like in the air. It just looks, it
That
looks
was
so
really
bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
George. George.
So this is a good guy, this big old fella.
No.
But he's not on either side. He's just like a dirtball.
Huh?
He's not with the Empire. He's just kind of like a dirtball.
Yeah, he's a gangster.
Okay.
He's Tony Soprano.
Jack Sparrow, pirate guy over here, the worst guy in Jabba's crew.
He looks like Special K. You can't hardly.
Oh, there's Boba Fett.
Oh my God.
That is really bad. Look at the lady in the background. She could be just in a little Brooks Brothers store there or whatever. Anthropology.
Damn it.
How great would it be if there was a stormtrooper wearing Aunt Beru's outfit around? Like, I got this off this chick that I fucking roasted yesterday. Oh, man.
And Chewbacca's just from some furball planet, and he just hangs around Harrison Ford now.
Yeah, they're best pals. They're partners in their operation.
I just murdered a man in the bar that you cut someone's arm off in.
He's always trying to one up everyone, man.
You know, I'm thinking Star Wars Celebration. KenJac, actually, I think a year ago, like right now, we were probably in Chicago at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
I've never taken a picture with one of those Chewbacca people at Disney or anything like that. I would love a picture with Chewbacca. Just going to put that out into the universe.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you fellas best to be on your way. Go, Chewie, go.
I mean, you traveled in space like 2 days ago, 3PO. Hey, Jesus.
Please. And what was that planet called?
Tatooine.
Tatooine.
That's Tatooine. Huh.
Yep.
Which you knew already, so.
That's where we start, yeah.
Do you know the name of this ship, Kate? Do you know any
No.
Oh, you don't? Maybe when we say it, you'll know?
We're not going to. She's taking a quiz after, so we got to make sure we can explain things once they're said. Which they kind of, the name was sort of said, but we'll see.
Look at those little levers. Look at the little kebabs. Oh, no, they don't.
It is funny because like they designed these things so not half-assed, but like with as little budget as possible, and they threw all this shit in there, and now it's iconic. And like fans
said,
know
like,
every
the springs
detail.
didn't work on anything. Yeah, like basically a piece of junk.
I couldn't sleep the other night, and I was going through old Chernobyl pictures.
Oh,
Pretty messed up.
Well, that's probably the reason why you couldn't sleep.
Well,
It's like chicken or the egg.
But the actual Chernobyl, the control panel, like looked like this.
Like this shit, yeah.
You're like, oh my god, how did they figure anything out? So the evil empire's like, we're tired of having a planet. Let's just live on our own homemade planet.
Not necessarily. It's not just a planet, and you'll see in a second
That's no moon.
why they call it the Death Star.
Well, laser beams, right?
Well, yeah, it's a weapon.
Freaking laser beams.
But they would rather live on that than like on a planet.
It's not really. They're not living there.
Yeah, they're the military.
This is a big ship, basically.
It's a battle station.
Yeah.
Here, Kate, my Dove chocolate has a message for you.
What does it say?
I don't know if you can see it. Is it not? It's not in focus.
I can't see it. Hold on. Don't.
It's not going into focus. It says, "Don't wait for sleep to start dreaming."
Oh,
There you go.
By the way, very scary of my. This is a very scary visual. I'm sorry to everyone. Guess when the last time I showered was? Look at the grease on my face.
When? I'll get this close too, so it's like you're not offended.
Okay. Oh, you want me to say when?
Yeah, when?
Like several days ago.
Wow. I still shower every day. That's the only sanity I'm trying to keep. I wake
Very
up, I
white
shower,
streak.
and then I do my day. I told Clem though, I'm on I think Frank the Tank, is he in the chat still? I'm on his sleep shift schedule where I'm just like I'm barely sleeping at night. I'm just sleeping in shifts now.
Same.
Big moment here for Kate.
Oh,
Big moment.
Yeah.
talk to me.
The fact they threw a planet that sounded just like the planet we were just on definitely fucked people up in the movie theater. Your rebel friend.
So this is a classic, like evil people in the movies thing. We're like, we should kill you, but instead we're gonna let you go.
No, not so fast, my friend. No.
I mean,
Oh, was there little people on that planet?
Oh, that was her.
yeah,
home
that's
planet.
her home planet, her whole family, everyone she's ever known.
Oh,
They blew it up in front of her.
Empire's pretty badass out there, huh?
She gave a fake location as to where the base was, so they wouldn't blow up her planet, and then they still blew up her planet. It's
oh,
tough.
fuck.
They're bad people, Kate. Real
They
bad
could have
people.
got so many resources.
Yeah, that's complete genocide. Whole planet gone.
Sheesh.
Look at their chests.
Right.
There's crumbs
Kate,
on
you
it.
know the actor Jimmy Smits?
Got to think probably no.
You might.
Yeah,
well,
definitely
a
not.
Star Wars
No.
fan.
No, but Jimmy Smith. Whoa, Jimmy Smith's well known for things not Star Wars. Come on.
He's not a name that people just know.
I think,
Yeah,
well,
definitely
regardless,
not a name people know.
I don't know.
Time Stoolie or no?
Jimmy Smith was well known before Star Wars, though. Let's establish that. But no, Jimmy Smith just died. Everyone F's in the chat for Jimmy Smith.
What?
In the fucking movie.
Oh, Jeff!
Look at the chat. They already given the F's.
The wrong time for it, Jeff. The wrong time for it, Jeff.
We lost
We
the Fink.
We lost
and
the Fink today.
and Big Tommy Callahan in like 3 hours today.
I will say
I thought
I
we
was
lost
surprised.
Jimmy.
I was surprised initially to see that Big Tommy Callahan had still been alive. That did surprise me.
I saw him in something, I think, with Jack Johnson. It was Tag. We saw him in Tag, and I was like, what the fuck? He's still alive, and like, it's good for him. And then, rest in peace, man. Brian Dennehy, what a legend.
He was also
in the chat says Jimmy Smith is very well known. He played Krusty the Clown for fuck's sake. People don't know that. There's people. I know he's a big Simpsons fan, so people know that.
I am disputing all comments.
Associate Krusty the Clown with Jimmy Smith, though.
Jimmy Smith is a very well-known actor. He was in NYPD Blue. He's been around for 30
So
years.
so is Dennis Franz. I don't think a
And
lot of people
40.
know who Dennis Franz are or is.
I'm sticking with that with Jimmy Smith's. What a
I
good,
don't
what a
think- I don't
dashing
think
man.
he's just that household name. I love him. Trust me.
I think if you went up and asked 100 people randomly on the street who Jimmy Smith is, maybe 10 people know who he
No,
is.
we're putting
Yeah,
a poll out.
agreed.
We're putting a poll out.
I would say it's an age thing because I know who he was very well. I also had no fucking clue he was Krusty the Clown. So my mind is
Yeah, that's a bad.
I can promise you, nobody my age knows who he is. Absolutely zero people.
Probably no.
I literally only know him from Star Wars.
Unless you're a Star Wars fan, yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, this is an age thing. I'm telling you, this is an age thing.
I was about to say, how cool would it be to have like this little thing you could fly around and do stuff with like that? And I was like, oh yeah, we have drones.
Yeah.
Kay is currently standing Harrison Ford on Twitter though.
Oh,
Good.
I mean, speaking of dashing, what a good-looking guy.
what a good. I mean, you forget the chest hair, the shirt open, the pop collar with the vest, the chest hair coming out a little bit. I'm so alone.
Does Tarkin use this as his office? Because that's ridiculous if so.
Probably limited space on the Death Star.
Still under construction.
The
like
Death
they have
Star-
an all business Pete working on that thing.
If you get the cross-section book, the Death Star, it's very like... for
It
how big
actually,
is, the
thinking
space
about everything that goes on with the Death Star, they kind of did have an all biz Pete working on it.
Yeah.
But like for how big that thing is, it is very limited space. There's not enough stuff in that thing.
Yeah.
Poor planning.
If this was the real Death Star, there would for sure be like a basketball court and stuff in there.
Oh yeah.
They make the joke in Family Guy. There's like a mall. They're like, oh, J.C. Penney over there.
Yeah.
Because I always think this: the evil people in movies, like, why would you want to be evil? Don't you want to have a little bit of fun?
Yeah,
it's
most
pretty fun
movies-
blowing up the planet.
It's like people think they're in the right. In Star Wars, they kind of do acknowledge they're like, we're the bad guys.
Like, why are they doing it? They're just like straight up.
They want total control.
Okay, I know you know who Kurt Russell is, though, correct?
Married to Goldie Hawn.
He almost played Han Solo.
Oh shoot!
He auditioned for Han Solo.
I was gonna say, isn't there a screen test out there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford was only reading lines as a favor to George. Because he didn't
Yeah,
want
I
to do
forgot
it.
that,
Actually,
yeah.
no, George didn't want him because he was too famous. But then he was so good at it, they're like, all right.
And his chemistry with like Carrie and Mark was like off the charts.
All right, poll is up. We'll get an update. What percentage of people we think are going to know Jimmy Smits? Put the poll. Let's get a prediction.
I don't think it really works on Twitter.
Yeah, I was gonna say people that follow you, it's like a bunch of Star Wars fans.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you ask people on the streets, do you know the name Jimmy Smits? Like, no. I think you show them a picture of him. Yeah, they're probably gonna know who he is.
Yeah. You'll get way more if you show him. Here he is. Do you know this guy? Have you
20%.
seen
Wow. All right.
Sounds like a hot dog chain. Come on down to Jimmy Schmidt's. Get your
But to
bits.
Kate's
That or
point
barbecue.
about the funny like basketball court thing, I just saw there's a Taco Bell apparently on the inside of the Pentagon. Like the Pentagon has a Taco Bell.
Really?
Yes, they have a couple little restaurants.
There would
now.
definitely be the same kind of food court deal on the Death Star.
The Pentagon is one of those
library?
buildings that doesn't look that big when you see it like an overhead picture, but then when you see how big like the inside, it's just because of the shape, I guess.
Yeah,
Is
how
it-
would you get from one side of that building to the other? That seems like a pain.
Nightmare fuel.
Oh, jeez. Think they have like shuttles? You think they have those carts that you always see driving around like NFL games?
I would hope so. You'd
They
think
have
they'd
to have
a
carts.
tram.
Well, they have a tram in the Capitol building.
Yes.
I bet the Death Star has a Nathan's Famous.
That hole right there in the middle of their flight thing, not OSHA compliant. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah, another thing about Star Wars, Kate, there's no railings anywhere. It's a very strange thing that people have pointed out now. I think they make jokes about it in like the Family Guy thing. There's no railings.
Not a single one.
Anywhere.
It's not, spacey. I just felt weird saying spacey.
If all business Pete told you worked for the Empire before Barstool, would you be 1% surprised?
No.
Not at all. I could imagine him wearing one of those little gray hat outfits.
Yes.
No way he would get a stormtrooper outfit.
Yeah, he wouldn't be like a super evil one. He'd just be like, honey, I'll be back tonight. Like, he'd just be like,
He'd be who he is now.
right.
Vader would constantly be getting pissed at him. Vader would be like, this guy's the worst.
He would get in trouble for wearing
He
those
would
shoes.
constantly be like, what can you do?
No, I think the Emperor would be Dave in this scenario, just electrocuting all business Pete every time the Wi-Fi goes out in the Death Star.
Mhm. Pretty cool that those two. Oh, never mind.
I was trying to live stream the Peach Bowl and it didn't work. Where's all business Pete?
Grand Moff Pete.
That's kind of weird that your pet's Chewy like that. It's like, come on, I'm really not your dog. I know
This
yeah.
This box of garbage they bring up here does not. I love this because you know that George is like, oh, they gotta show like there's something in there. Just here, put it like this, and he just like threw a bunch of like that's like a pool towel or like a pool float and a towel.
He's in the box.
No, nothing's in the box. You'll see right here. They're like, hey, what's the commotion going on up there?
Oh.
Yeah, this is like the Barstool tech room right here. This is tech guy Andrew.
Yeah.
Pete's in the background.
Yep. Do you remember the scene in Indiana Jones where he knocks out the Nazi and tries to put his uniform on, but it's too small?
Yeah.
And then the bigger Nazi comes over and he's like, "What's going on here?" He knocks him out instead. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, oh Chewy, cold-blooded.
Amazing.
Do you think that was like a dog barking to them? Sometimes you think they're like, he will not stop doing that.
Well, Han can understand him.
Oh,
Yeah.
when he moved his hair there, it almost looked like it was. I don't know. It looked weird.
Some of my favorite toys as a kid, I had like these big, like they were like this big, and it was Luke and Han in the Stormtrooper outfit, and they had the removable Stormtrooper helmet.
Yeah.
Loved
I
them.
loved that one.
Also, because like as much flack as the Stormtroopers get for maybe not being the best soldiers, great armor, looks so cool. Not great like it
Useless.
doesn't work, but it just looks so cool.
Yeah.
Imagine wearing Kevlar, Kate, except the Kevlar actually makes the bullet go in you faster and more easily.
Except it makes it impossible to treat you once.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a magnet.
And it also makes you much worse at shooting.
Look at that turtle.
Yeah, their aim is abysmal.
It's like a leather daddy turtleneck they got.
Put that on the poster. Leather daddy turtlenecks.
Two great heads of lettuce right there. Has anybody ever wondered why he's British?
Who, Alec Guinness?
The robot.
Oh, C-3PO.
Yeah.
You know, I think the idea is he's a translation droid. That's what his real tool is. He knows like 1,000 languages. I think he's just supposed to be like a butler, you know?
Okay.
He
Like
is.
a proper,
The idea is that 3PO is supposed to be like a butler, basically.
Okay.
And then they didn't want that to be the case. They initially didn't want him to have like a butler voice, and then ended up being what they went with.
Damn it,
What if they gave him like a Cockney British accent instead?
well, they said Han Solo was originally going to be like a used car dealer alien, and he was going to be like a scumbag, like sleazeball with grease stains on his shirt and like
Elon Sleazebagano.
yeah.
What's he whispering there? What are they cooking up right now? What are they?
Luke does a bad job convincing here, but Han does buy it. He takes the bait. Like when you ask someone how much money and they go, a lot. That's not very convincing. Typically you'd be like, okay, you got to give me a number. Like that doesn't, like, you come from, like, you were living in sand for your whole life. Like you don't know what money is. Like your definition of money is different than me.
I was not expecting to see inside Chewie's mouth.
It's very roomy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But his tongue's like a cat's tongue. It's all sandpaper.
Right?
Yes, Han was supposed to be green with gills.
Fun fact about my cat's tongue. When I first got him, he had just been neutered. And he licked like a hole right through
The
middle of
stitching?
his balls.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I had to put him in a cone.
Whoa!
Oh.
He licked a hole?
Like,
Is
had
that
to take him to
because
the vet.
now
I was like,
this might be the dumbest question ever. Cats' tongues are like just rough. That's why.
Yeah.
I think there's already
Right.
like maybe a little cut there or something, and then he just went to fucking town on it. And I was like, buddy, dude, come on.
Jesus.
Yeah, I had to put him in a cone for quite some time.
My
Still.
dog Murphy, that was just on the stream, recently had to be in a cone because his sister, who is a douchebag, scratched his cornea.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he's all right now though. He's all healed.
Good point. How is Princess Leia even rich? Aren't all the banks gone?
Clem, you're covering up your mic, by the way.
sorry.
Her planet big blown up.
That's a good question.
All we're saying.
She definitely went in the galaxy. If you're that level of royalty, I bet you separate your funds through a few different galactic systems.
Her money's with the banking clan. They're like Switzerland of like the universe, basically.
Can you imagine you're on that planet and everybody has little spaceships there, and a father and son are like, let's go for a spin up in space today. I'll let you take the wheel for a little bit. And they go up, and all of a sudden they look back and they're like,
Roll them up.
the fuck?
This is one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
That's a cool little rifle.
Everything's good here. How are you?
The humor in this movie is fucking awesome. It's the perfect. I mean, it's the Star Wars humor that kind of we always talk about. They really laid it down. This one perfectly.
Look out, he's loose.
I mean, what a ridiculous hat.
By the way, I saw so much criticism, not so much criticism for this, but like a tweet that really got numbers when The Rise of Skywalker came out. People were like, the most ridiculous thing in that movie is when they shot out the cameras on the Star Destroyer. That's so not Star Wars. And everyone's like, they do it in this movie too. People pick really strange things to not like.
Yeah. We just accidentally shot 40 rounds off in here.
There was a slight weapons malfunction.
Yeah.
Slight.
That's by the way, that's my favorite line of dialogue in Star Wars. That whole part. It is my favorite interaction of anything. It's just so Han Solo. It's perfect.
That's like so Han. Man, no mattress or anything.
Tarkin definitely is operating out of that place. No doubt. Again, in that room.
Yeah.
It's his WeWork office.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. Like, that's the room where you can go in with your friends during lunch, and he's just always working in there. It's like, dude.
And you're like, fuck.
There's an Ethernet cable down here. It's better.
He doesn't even have like a filing cabinet or anything.
It's like he set up shop in the dining room.
Well, it's like before they turned the living area, the sitting area to the gambling cave, Robbie would go work over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that area. That was great.
Our office.
Except we had a lot of mice over there eventually.
How do you think they're doing with us all gone?
The
Oh,
mice.
I bet that the mice are just creating content every day. There's a mouse rundown. There's friggin', mice everywhere.
They're digging into all the pantry food we left there, like Ratatouille.
Yeah. There's a mouse ebony sitting at the front desk restocking the mouse food every day.
Little mouse clothes.
Kate, I saw that story you blogged the other day about how like the rats in New York are just like they said it's like basically just going at each other, like killing each other. It's
Yeah.
I kind of would that would be like the one positive is if like 50% of the rat population died because there was no trash to keep them alive.
Yeah. But the only problem with that is then it's the rat families are attacking each other. So like the Lower East Side rats are going over to Greenwich Village and fucking those rats up. So then in the end, only the strongest rat families
Oh,
are going to be running New York. And then when the food's back, they're just going to become a superpower. They're going to be ripping shoes right off our feet.
Oh my God.
Yeah, think about
What'd you
that.
think of the Philly Beaver, Kate?
Eating the pizza? What an
Mhm.
absolute
That was funny.
flex. Eating the pizza right in the two dogs' faces.
Yep.
Didn't even flinch. Like zero.
That was
fucks
really
given.
funny.
It's like two
My
pit
hero.
bulls right in his face.
Yep.
This is a great moment, by the way. They show up to save Princess Leia, and she's saving them.
This is just a great scene overall. This is when Red Letter Media, they're still the best, and the GOATs, they break it down. They talk about why this scene is so good because of the dialogue, because of the personality and the characters. Where Rogue One, and I like Rogue One a lot, the Rogue One scene where they're being attacked on Jeddah, it's like kind of mute and it doesn't have much character and personality to it. And this scene is a perfect scene. That's why this movie's so good.
If this movie came out today, everyone would be like, typical Disney, letting the woman be the lead person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so mad. This movie came
exactly.
out in the 70s.
She really was
Virtue
like
signaling.
Leia was one of the first major, like strong, independent female characters in sci-fi.
Yep.
Later, you get Ripley in Alien and Aliens.
I always love the fake garbage in the scene for some reason, like the extremely styrofoam garbage.
Han has to know better than that.
Like make the stormtrooper armor out of garbage cans.
I would argue
Definitely.
out of the four of them, he should know best that would not have worked.
Imagine being Princess Leia, by the way, You start the day a princess, and now you're literally in trash.
There's something alive in here? Oh no. Oh, that's gross. Oh, that's freaky. I'll start shooting it now. I'll get on that.
Ew.
God. Oh, what? What the? Okay. Okay. Little eyeball snake goofing.
Was it Meg in
Yeah.
Family Guy, right? Yeah.
This was an
Everyone gets
original
real
scene?
characters, and that's Meg.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. This is, and I'll show this, not to distract too much. This is the actual size of this alien. Crazy when you figure it out. How big this thing was.
Holy shit.
What?
My goodness.
Not just an eye.
No, indeed not. So what?
Big
It would
hentai
eat all their
monster.
garbage.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
a trash compactor monster.
Yeah.
I love the floating stone trash.
And they're like, and there goes Luke. That's his death.
Wait, what? It just let him go?
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Oh no.
The line.
Oh no.
What? Oh no! Oh, that's nightmare fuel. Oh, Chewie. I don't like when Chewie's like flustered. I just want him to have a
Oh,
good
it's the
time.
worst.
Apparently that thing, that it's like a Dianoga. Yeah. Dianoga snuck onto the Death Star and grew in the trash compactor. And this is how you know Star Wars. There's a thing. So, Kate, there's
How
a
did that
Star
thing
Wars
get on the Death
Wikipedia.
Star?
There's a Star Wars Wikipedia called Wookieepedia, and you can basically go down a rabbit hole of anything you see, from the trash to that monster. And this monster is described as the presence of a single Dianoga was often cause for alarm, since the creatures were self-fertilizing hermaphrodites and could quickly multiply to pose a larger problem.
Now, did a fan just come up with that?
Honestly,
Or is it?
it's probably in a book somewhere.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous. That's like a fact that you can know about Star Wars. That's why we like it, though.
Those little blinky little buttons.
3PO and R2 get high as shit in the Family Guy scene here.
Mm-hmm.
Shitty guard. Okay, so that compactor space is my throat, and this metal pole thing is a Dorito piece.
Yeah. Or the roof of your mouth and Captain Crunch.
Right.
I forgot that Captain Crunch like shreds the roof of your mouth, and I bought it recently, and it really like messed me up.
Hurts.
Oh, I love it, though.
I
I love Crunch
Yeah,
Berries.
it's good.
The kashi cereal, like the kashi berry things, it fucked me up for like I had to throw it out. It fucked my mouth up so bad. I almost wrote him a letter.
People in the chat have asked. I went to get the Flamin' Hot Doritos tacos today at Taco Bell. You could order it, all that. You get there, like, we don't have it. I'm like, what? It's in the menu. They go, yeah, we don't have it. They didn't deliver it to New York.
Oh,
All right.
Hold on, Jeff.
Yep.
You mean to tell me they're debuting a new Locos Taco in the middle of a pandemic, and you went to get it on release day?
Oh, of course. Come on. Of course.
Never changed, Jeff D Lowe.
Flamin' Hot Locos Tacos. It was disappointing. I went and picked up dog food, then I went and got Taco Bell. People would ask to see my dog Mosa, but she's sleeping, so can't do that.
oh my God, Z3PO, just started in buttons. Oh, they have a little walkie-talkie.
Oh, big user timeout in the chat for telling me to rename my dog. Fuck out of here. Only when you get kicked out of the chat.
What did you?
Wow.
Don't talk about my dog like
Jeff
that.
D Lowe just dropped the hammer.
No.
Unreal.
Very mean. Didn't like that.
I'm with it. I support you. I support Mimosa.
Great dog.
I don't think anyone should be mean to dogs.
Little bitey. Like it's little.
She's teething.
Yeah.
Nobody has noticed this monk in a robe roaming around their evil ship.
It's a good point. Well, so here's I will say this. You can, like, Star Wars, you do have to obviously spend a lot of belief, and Jedi make that easy because they are supposed to be wizards and like mysterious, and they can slip by in silence. So you can but yes, also he is very old, and it's not like he moves very like nimbly.
Leia's not wearing a bra. She's ahead of her time. I'm a big fan.
She's not. That's actually a point. Yeah.
Yeah, she says there's no underwear in space. There's some sort of tape. They wrapped tape all over Carrie Fisher to like tape her down. In the Star Wars documentary,
She
Empire,
like on set, she wanted to wear a bra, and George was like, "No, you don't understand. There's no underwear in space."
That she has the best
George.
interviews. She has the best interviews in that documentary. It's classic Carrie Fisher.
She like Kate. You should really go down like a Carrie Fisher rabbit hole after this, and
She's
just
incredible.
watch her interviews about it because she's so fucking funny and like sarcastic about the entire thing. Incredible stuff. One of the funniest people ever.
There's no underwear in space, and only I know how to put the tape on. So. That ship, I know more from seeing the toy of it.
Oh, such a great
I
toy.
can like see my cousins playing with that.
Oh, I love this scene so much. The scream.
And like too, in the garbage compactor, their little evil man suits didn't get crunched. Why did they take them off?
Yeah, that's true. Why did they remove them? They were wet.
Oh yeah.
Good special edition ad right there where they added all the stormtroopers, the extra stormtroopers around the hall. Because normally it's just a couple. That's a good ad.
Whoa.
No railings, Kate.
No railings, which is a very unnecessary non-bridge, I guess. Oh shit. There's got to be elevators all over the Death Star. There's got to be like an elevator union. They're like leaving a giant inflatable rat.
Yeah, right outside the Death Star.
There's for sure unions on the Death Star. But again, not if Dave is Darth. Oh no! Great fake smoke.
What an iconic moment.
Tweeting this thing out one more time before the trench run.
Was this before or after Indiana Jones?
Before.
Oh, that's right, because you said he was still the Ed Carpenter.
What year did he come out?
Open the blast doors.
The first Indy came out in 80, 81 or 82, in between Empire and Return.
Now, would Darth ever really be alone on the ship?
I think he would be alone for this. I think he said, because he's an old rival of Obi-Wan, so I think he said, I'm going to settle some old beef.
So he is kind of cool. He is kind of a badass.
Oh, totally. Big time, yeah. Like the coolest villain ever.
Hardo!
He's like a genocidal maniac, Kate.
Yeah.
Big
Psycho.
genocide guy.
So not cool, but still.
No. Cool thing to look out for is the wire that made the lightsaber work coming out of Obi-Wan's sleeve, which you can see almost consistently throughout this fight.
I always thought it was completely computer generated.
They were sticks.
Like the effect is, yeah, completely computer
Oh,
generated.
but
And
I
coming
mean,
No.
seeing this for the first time in like 1977, I mean, fucking brains melted.
Yeah, people were like, "Oh my god!" Look, and now we watch it. We're like,
Features
they look
now.
like old men for sure.
I mean, these moves are not that impressive, though.
No,
No.
they're not.
It's a lot of like. It's like two kids in a yard with sticks.
We'll do we'll do a timer again. Once the trench run starts, no more timer.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
It's like it's like in when games go into overtime and they're like, "We have no more commercials."
Our guy's out of timeout
This
after
is
making.
so iconic.
Our guy's out of timeout after making fun of my dog. You can shit talk all five of us if you want. It's not my dog. I'm a protective dog guy now. Now I get it as a pet owner.
This guy says, "I renamed my dog after 2 weeks." That's like the guy that applied to join the police force, got dismissed, and then he came after the dog. You named your dog something bad, so bad that you had to rename it, like Amy Schumer with her genitals kid.
Is that true? Is that a true story?
I think so, yeah.
The genitals thing?
Oh, Obi-Wan.
Did you tell? Oh no.
He
So right
disappeared.
before he died, yeah, he said, "Strike me down, Darth, and I shall become more powerful than you could ever imagine." And he kind of gave up, and Darth did, in fact, strike him down.
What did he mean by that? I'm going to become more powerful. Like, I'm going to motivate
You'll see.
the young whippersnappers on the other side of the.
See, what I would have loved if Darth would have been smarter and been like, "Oh, you know what? No, I'm not going to kill you. You just told me you're going to be better if I kill you. You can
That hatred, though, that hatred
Yeah.
the dark side has, got the best of him.
You can stay right there. You can
A
live."
lot of F's in the chat for our guy Ben Kenobi. We appreciate that.
Major rip.
Alec Guinness famously had no fucking idea what the hell was happening when he made this movie.
Yeah, and then when it came out, really talked shit on it. Said he did not enjoy it.
But not that we were slandering him. He was apparently like the greatest person on set the entire time, and that he like didn't get.
Oh yeah.
It. He thought it was stupid, but he was just the ultimate pro. He was like motivating everyone, and
Bridge on the River Cry. Legend.
Yep.
Because before you knew this was going to be a hit, you had to be like, even the cameraman filming this, like these scenes, you had to be like, what the fuck?
Totally.
Look, okay, I don't know if you ever watched a
Chewbacca
documentary.
on set.
Like, look at that scene. If you didn't have the context of what it is, the two robots and these two just sitting at a coffee table on a spaceship.
I'll tell you,
like,
when you watch the documentary, like if you ever do end up getting like, it blows your mind how shitty this looked. This looked so terrible. Everything just didn't work. It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
And Carrie Fisher, again, just alone to hear Carrie Fisher talk about how they asked her to like lose weight for the role, and she like made a joke about when she got on the harness. She's like, "Oh, I didn't want to get on the harness." They'd be like, "Oh, Tubby snapped the wire. Bring in Jodie Foster." It's like it's very funny. She's great throughout the whole thing.
One of the great scores from this movie.
Yep.
Great books as well. She's a very good writer. Her book, the Princess Diaries, which is her like actual journal from when she was on set, the one where she talks about like the affair with Harrison Ford and all that. Great read.
Empire Dreams. I'll say it one more time. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I have that. If you know, when we eventually get back to the office, I could lend you that one, Kate.
Yes, please. Looks like a bunch of Chiclets gum pieces all over the tunnels.
Chiclets gum. I love Chiclets gum. Good 2-second flavor.
Me too.
boost.
Yeah.
Great
2
ending
seconds,
for
like
Dennis
you
the
said,
Menace.
but it is good stuff.
I felt like when you were a kid, I felt like you had a little wallet, right? You know, you had no money, no cards. You had a wallet. It's gum. Those are some of the best guns in Star Wars, by the way.
Yeah, these
Just
are
the way
good shit.
they shoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this scene was specifically because they knew video games were coming.
Definitely. Yeah. The arcades were popping.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Someone in the chat brought up one of the best Family Guy Star Wars jokes. They take the Han Solo line, great kid, now don't get cocky, and turn it into great kid, now don't get penisy.
Don't get penisy. and that scene right there where Han is just like aiming in a completely different direction, and then the thing's still going the straight line path, and he just goes whoop, boom, it hits him. And they make that a really exacerbated scene. That always made crack up.
Did Star Wars they obviously had to give Family Guy like the go ahead to do it.
Big time, yeah.
I wonder how hard that was. Well, you'll have to ask him next week.
Well, I actually did a podcast with him about it. You could go back into the archives, anyone listening, My Mom's Basement.
Yeah, if for those who didn't hear it, Alex Sulkin, who was a Family Guy writer, how many people wrote the Star Wars Family Guys? Was he one of how big was the team?
I think he was pretty much the main writer on it, but I would assume a pretty big writer's room. He's been Seth MacFarlane's sort of right-hand man forever. At least since Family Guy came back from getting canceled in like season 4 or 5, around that area. Co-writer on Ted 2, Million Ways to Die in the West, all those movies. Hysterical guy. And like legitimately a very, very, very long time stoolie. Hosted the Rundown with Dave, Big Cat, and KFC back in like 2014.
Really?
Like a very, very, very long time stoolie.
Whoa.
He will be our guest for Empire Strikes Back next week, so very excited for that.
And was he the one who put the joke in about Barstool in Family Guy?
Yeah, he's the one where it's Stewie and Brian, and they see a news broadcast, and Stewie's like, "I'm gonna go get in the background and yell 'Viva la Stool' like a young white drunkard." On the podcast, he actually said, he was like, "Yeah, that's sort of." He's like, if we make fun of you on Family Guy, it's sort of our way of like acknowledging you. It's like a weird way of respect.
Yeah, little wave, Jeep wave.
Yeah.
Is this Tatooine?
That's not
Yavin.
Yeah, this is Yavin 4. Great planet name. They just add a number at the end.
That guy. Pew pew. Gotcha.
very cool
No,
base here.
I just want to watch
Great.
the
Yeah,
Family
great.
Guy one.
Yeah, you would probably really enjoy that now, Kate. That's how, when my brother was getting his now wife into the Star Wars movies, that's how he did it. He was like, we'll watch the first one, then we'll watch the Family Guy version so you could like laugh at it, and then we'll watch the next one, then the Family Guy version. They kind of flip back and forth.
It's not a bad way to do it. Is the Family Guy version streaming anywhere or no?
If you have Hulu, I know all of Family Guy's on there. So yeah, it's called Blue Harvest. If you go, it's definitely part of the season.
Because before Star Wars was owned by Disney, the rights were owned. The rights were owned to distribute it by 20th Century Fox. George owned the rights, Lucasfilm, but they had, so that's why they're able to do this.
And one of the coolest things, which we'll talk to Alec about next week, when they gave him the rights and they were like, yeah, you could do the Star Wars Family Guy or whatever, they got to tour Skywalker Ranch. And he said that was like the most mind-blowing thing in the entire world, because there's like the actual miniatures from the movie. And he said they watched the movie, the first Star Wars Family Guy, with George Lucas. He said he was like laughing the entire time. And then afterwards, like in a personal theater on Skywalker Ranch, George was like, if you want, I could load up one of the Star Wars movies and let you guys watch it. And they were like, yeah, fuck it. Load up Empire. We'll do it.
That's awesome.
What's a mission briefing like, Kate? Is it like this?
Exactly like this. A lot
is
of
there-
squares.
Is there a big old guy with a beard and a robe, like giving you the plan?
Always. And we always wear orange shirts with suspenders. By the way, when they showed these guys' faces, that was an ugly group of, no offense, bunch of uglies.
Yeah.
It is. They're
Sheesh.
ugly people.
That guy on the right, no offense, but like, sheesh.
Jesus.
They're the rebels. They're the underdogs, you know?
You're right. Still would. Just saying. Look at that fucking guy.
So they're showing there's a hole in the Death Star. And they're like, if you can fire a blaster into this hole, the whole thing will blow up.
They also use that same visual right there for sex ed on Tatooine.
Someone says, you guys see Fanboys? That movie is awesome. Yes, that's
So
one of my
good.
favorite, I guess at this point, it's probably a cult classic, you would call it, among Star Wars fans.
Amazing.
If you haven't seen it and you're a big Star Wars fan, definitely check it out. Tons of references. It's like made for diehards, basically. Amazing Seth Rogen roles. Good stuff. Jay Baruchel.
I always loved the Triumph the Insult comic when he goes to the opening.
Yes.
It's like, which one of these buttons calls
Classic.
to come pick you up?
You guys should try to get Kyle Newman, the director, on a pod. That actually would be a friggin' good interview.
I mean, Han doesn't care.
Mm-hmm. Han's not in the war. He's getting out of here. He did what he had to do. He got paid. He ain't about to risk his life in a dogfight.
Porkins, no.
Oh, what a burn. What a fucking burn.
That's
Time.
nice though. Hits him with the "May the Force be with you." That's like a non-religious. That's like an atheist being like thoughts and prayers.
Mm-hmm.
What? So what? He is whispering something. He's like, I'm still up to no good.
Han is a great character, but I mean, you just have to know he's a dick. Like, that's just what it comes down to. That's why he's
bit of
such a
a
great
dick.
character.
Are they gonna make out? You gonna see a little tongue?
Look at that shot. 1977. What a job by George.
And shout out Ralph McQuarrie.
Biggs.
Fucking Biggs. That's right. And Ralph McQuarrie.
Because that shot, I think, was like a little bit matte painting.
You know how Joey, the new Joey at work, how he does those things with his buddy, his office buddy, where he's like,
Yeah.
I feel like I would like to see that between two of these guys.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so funny if he did a Star Wars version where he's just like in the X-Wing outfit. We'll need to pass that on to him.
Him and his best friend, Biggs Darklighter.
Cool last name.
What was that? There was that list on Twitter a few years ago, baseball players with Star Wars ass names.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was it?
Wade Boggs was on it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said I liked this special edition ad too. I assume they mean the shot of the X-Wings approaching the Death Star. I agree. It's a good
Here's
one.
some of the names: Jot Gore, Jed Giorco, Jaff Decker,
Jed
Sicknarf,
Jerko's a really good one.
Sicknarf Loopstock.
X-Wing and Y-Wings are two just the coolest sci-fi planes ever.
Oh, the X-Wing design is one of my favorite like vehicles in any movie, pop culture, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. The fact that they get astromechs in the back, you could throw R2 back there. Everything.
S4L is
Good
in attack
stuff.
position. You got your helmet, Robbie?
No, I don't have my helmet. I'm in Jersey. I wish I did.
Trent's wearing
Me
it
too.
at home.
Yeah. I actually have to drive back into the city soon to pick up my base for like a video we're doing. So maybe I'll pick up the helmet on the way. Drive back just wearing the extra helmet.
That shot is a cool addition. I'm okay with that shot. I don't care what people
cool.
say.
Robbie, the TikTok bass player dropped a new video today. It's amazing.
Oh no, I saw it. We're
The Prince one?
in the DMs. Yeah.
Oh,
Kate,
so
the
good.
really big guy there, his name is Porkins. Because why not?
Because he's fat.
Because he's fat.
It checks. It makes sense. Wait, so in the first movie they take out the Death Star?
Or do they?
Find
I
out.
mean, they're going after the Death Star.
No. Oh God. Pre-cursory F's for respect.
Someone said they're from Jersey too. How am I holding up so far? I'm holding up all right. I'm fine. Watching Star Wars with my pals. Good time.
I do like the concept of George being like, your name's Porkins. And then he just said,
Hey.
get it? You're fat.
Your name's Fatso Porkins. Is that cool with you?
Jeez, George.
He's like, all right.
That move by Luke is a wild move as well. I guess it's like he's a little jittery.
Mm-hmm. I feel like a cape would be so cumbersome if you're trying to kill
Definitely.
people.
So cool, though.
It is.
Think
cool as
about, I like a robe, right? Wearing a robe every now and then. But one of the main flaws with the robe is every time you sit down, it's like you're tugging too much. You're
shit. Yep.
A cape is a
Swamp
permanent
ass.
robe.
Yep.
Imagine what the inside of Vader's suit smells like. Bodicci air like you fucking dreamt about.
Probably like a hockey player's gear. That's what I'm picturing.
It's like hockey players' gear plus shit and piss.
Did Porkster just die?
Hold on 1 second.
Did who die?
The Porkster guy.
Oh,
Porkins?
Oh, Porkins. Oh, Porkins.
Porkins' death in the Family Guy episode, also hysterical. Kate, in the Family Guy one, Porkins outweighs his X-wing by so much, like his fat is coming out of like the door, and he like crashes it. He weighs it down and it crashes. It's so mean.
I really want them to do an Endgame and Infinity War. That would be so fucking good. They would crush that.
I would love if they put the prequels all together, but I know it's been very much said they will never do it.
By the way, on Zero Block 30 tomorrow, we have a prisoner of war who's claim was shot down over Vietnam 6 years in isolation in the Hanoi Hilton. Yeah.
Oh, that must have been fun.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. We were like, so what was it like after you got out? He's like, honestly, not bad. We were like, oh, good. He said they had a whole system of taps where they could understand each other. And they created 52-card decks out of toilet paper. And they would play games of poker with taps all day long. Like a game.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Crazy.
Gotta do something to have fun, I guess.
I know.
You're still the prisoners with you.
Yeah, like how do you start that interview? Like, oh man, this quarantine sucks. Like all we can do is just watch movies all day.
That kind of is how we started it. Like, you're not going to believe what we're going through right now, sir.
One of my biggest fears is doing something accidentally that puts me in prison, like some kind of accidentally forget to pay my taxes 1 year or something, going to white collar prison or something, just getting,
destroyed.
dummied.
I'm horrified by that.
Yeah.
The night of really screwed me up there.
Right? Oh. I'm just afraid they'll be driving or something and just like some freak accident happens you can't explain. And you end up in
That
jail.
and
It's destroyed.
Orange is the New Black. Both of those shows mess me up. Like, I wouldn't even do well. Oh my God, imagine me in a women's prison. They would murder me.
Like, imagine you get married on the honeymoon. She conks out on the scuba part. Everyone's gonna forever think it was you. You know what I
Totally.
mean?
Scary stuff.
The lesson there is to never do anything. Just
I was going to say, don't get married. That's the lesson there.
for sure.
Darth Vader with the much cooler ship than his friends.
Yeah.
Definitely. And he taking matters into his own hands. Like, Jesus Christ, you
What
guys.
a hands-on guy. Micromanage much?
Vader has always said he would never ask his employees to do something he wouldn't do himself.
Mm-hmm. Leaders lead from the front.
His episode of Undercover Boss is a hoot.
The undercover boss of Kylo Ren, the first one specifically, is so goddamn good. One of the best things that SNL ever did. Recently speaking, anyway. Very relative.
Here we go. This guy, the only useful employee on the Death Star.
Those old cheekbones, head ass.
Tarkin, we figured out there's a hole in our ship.
Why would there be a hole in the ship?
It's the Santa Claus.
And if you go into the hole, you're pretty much, you could take out the Death Star, but you're going down. Is it crazy that I don't know how this movie ends?
There's actually a lot of questions that we're not going to answer unless in case you want to watch the other movies.
Don't tell me.
No, because there's things that you said that like there's other movies you can watch.
Yeah, you've said some things that they don't answer in these movies. Like, think about one of the most iconic Star Wars characters and recognizable Star Wars characters ever, Yoda. You did not see any Yoda here.
Oh, that's a good point. I was fully expecting to see Yoda. And who's that big old sloppy fella who has the ladies all over him?
Jar Jar.
Big old sloppy fella who has the ladies all over him.
Jar Jar, right?
Jabba. You did see Jabba the Hutt. He was in the beginning of this
He's
movie.
the CGI guy.
Oh, okay.
He looks
That looks really
significantly
bad.
worse, yeah.
Oh.
Stormtroopers are like, whoa!
That guy was so close to being the fucking hero. Luke
Yeah,
Skywalker.
Ewan McGregor's uncle is Wedge, not even just one of the pilots.
Yeah.
He's the only he survives all three movies. He told
And all 9 movies.
Yeah, he told Ewan to not take the role.
Get set up by your attack run.
He's like, great shooting, Lando.
All-time death.
No.
The yell the entire way.
Sad. Tarkin sitting there watching like the ESPN win probability just go down. He's like, oh shit, Tom Brady's driving right now.
Yep.
Who's the old man with Leia?
That's just like a rebel commander or chief guy.
Part of me was like, maybe her dad wasn't on the planet when it blew up.
Mandalorian does not take place right after episode 4. Like, I don't know if that comment's like a joke. This is a bad beat. You're right. This whole thing is a bad beat.
It's a bad beat.
I love that R2's like hanging tight with him.
Marty was standing in the corner in his Empire shirt, yelling "Double winner, chicken rat dog." Wedge, all-time bailout. I gotta make all 3 movies.
Yeah.
Wedge's helmet's so cool.
It is. It's a good one. It's like the Maryland flag.
Checker flag thing, yeah.
Were you guys just talking about Marty Bush trying to get a ping pong ball in the Death Star hole?
Oh
there's-
no, but
True.
that's funny too.
Yeah, it's a funny visual. No, Biggs.
What's he doing? Is he sacrificing himself?
Or a shitty pilot. One of the. Well, actually, Vader's just a good pilot.
Yeah, Vader's one of the best pilots in the galaxy.
Yes, Wedge is also my favorite non-main, but because that was like growing up, like he was such a normal dude. I could just see myself being Wedge.
Mm-hmm.
Like he wasn't one of the main characters. Like, oh, you're Wedge. You're the friend.
Skunkberry 33 agrees.
I never viewed myself as Wedge. I was like, I'm either Luke or Han. No questions asked.
It's fair.
Always wanted to be Boba.
Is that Obi-Wan?
Yeah, Obi-Wan's
Yeah.
talking to him through the Force.
He'll become more powerful than Vader could ever imagine. Boom.
Luke, turn off that piece of technology.
Obi-Wan has now become one with the Force, Kate.
Just guess, Luke.
Obi-Wan's turned full grandpa. Get off your damn phone.
He tells Luke, believe in yourself, kid. Use the Force. You don't need the computer. Do it. Send it.
Oh.
Oh my god!
Killer must.
NSFW.
I need to get the helmet.
You may fire when ready.
You're
You
full
just
screen. This is good. You got to see the climactic part of the movie.
Oh shoot! This is my good side, though. I'll let it slide.
What?
Oh, he came back.
He came back.
He does care. Uh-oh.
Chills. I got chills on my arm right now.
Every time.
I've seen it 1,000 times in my life, and I still got chills.
Oh shit. What does that lever do?
But it doesn't matter because they're gonna get the laser off anyway.
What?
Okay, LOL.
Wait.
What are you confused about, Kate? He did it. He blew up the Death Star.
When was he
So-
facing the hole?
He shot the torpedoes in the hole.
And the only one to get away is Darth.
Yep. Spinning around. This is the part where Mark Hamill yells "Carrie."
Yeah.
Instead.
The caption says Leia. He yells "Carrie."
Yep.
I
Sorry, but the Harrison Ford, was he like, all right, goodbye forever, everyone? But as soon as he took off, he was like, don't worry, I'm hovering.
classic movie like
Yeah.
whips a car around.
Yeah.
I gotta go back.
He
was
like
playing
watched them
Tracy
pull out of the
Chapman.
driveway and just followed them. He's like,
He-
nobody tell Luke. I'm gonna fucking surprise him at the end.
I want a story. I want a story about just Han's thought process when he turns around. Like he's like,
Yeah.
I gotta have the clout. He just needs to go back.
I own a version of Luke's very ugly jacket here.
And wait, I'm sorry, I'm still thinking
That's
about
awesome.
Death Star. How did he not die?
Who?
How did who
They
not
all
die?
flew away.
He blew up the Death Star. Oh, she looks gorgeous there.
Yeah, he fired the torpedoes in, and then they all flew
And
away.
then dipped out. Yeah. Okay. Look at those.
Yeah, the
pictures.
piss yellow jacket. Bad choice.
Bad choice. Especially next to Han, who just has the great.
I know.
Pure rocket.
There was a woman at the church I went to. Every Christmas, she would wear a gold jacket. It looked like Luke's, but it had a big stain on the back of it. So I always, in my head, I always would think that Luke's had a stain on it because I Mandela affected that into my head.
Imagine running a black light over
3PO
Han's
so
pants.
shiny.
Oh, look how shiny. He is all shiny. And his
One of the-
hair's brushed.
Yes.
Han has like a collar on his.
If she's not wearing a bra in this scene as well. Got a bra.
Oh, there he is.
Clem's so happy.
I love that guy so fucking much. I really do.
Unhateable.
Clean.
Unhateable.
Oh, he's so clean.
It's all repaired.
And Kate, you'll notice if you look, there's one person who made a very big mark that doesn't get a medal in this. It's a living being. Chewbacca doesn't get a medal, and it's kind of bull.
Yep.
Crazy.
Oh, he's just standing there like a dork.
Chewie really should have got a medal.
It was so racist.
Wow. Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Just to keep the people going, Kate, we're going to quiz you.
Oh shit! I forgot about this. Okay.
It might be hard. I wrote him before the movie.
I had this whole whiteboard here to take notes, and I forgot to utilize it.
Here we go. All right. Can you see this?
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yeah, I got a new. For those who know the Marty Mush quiz, I had a whole template from Requiz Mush, and I deleted the file, so I had to rebuild it. And I actually like this one more. So here we go. Actually, wait, hold on. This
A.
is. Oh wait, this question is wrong. Okay, I'm going to tell you what the actual question is. It is, what is the name of Princess Leia's planet that gets blown up in the movie?
It's not Tatooine. It's Alderaan.
That is correct. Way to go. Good start.
Bingo.
Good start. All right. What does Leia call Chewbacca when she wants him to get out of her way? Wookiee, TK421, giant dog, or walking carpet?
Walking carpet.
That is correct. Look at that. 2-0. What a start.
That's pretty much what I am right now. House of Wax is closed for a while.
What was the name of Luke's friend from home who died during the Death Star attack? Biggs, Porkins, Mantis, or Wedge? Oh, hey, Luke.
Wedge. Oh, no! Wedge lives. Wedge is the one you guys were like, he lives for all 3 movies. It's crazy. And the follower was like, yeah, I'm definitely a Wedge. So I'm going to say Biggs.
Look at that. 3-0 for Kate. What a
Killer.
start. You just need 5 to pass. You get 7 questions.
Okay.
Rest
What
in
was
peace,
the-
Mantis.
B. Answer's B.
Oh, look at that. Didn't even need the question. It's aunt and uncle. Which at one point I think you did call them parents for like 2 seconds, so that
Yeah.
was good. That was good. All right. Correct answer is B. Question 5. How many people use a lightsaber in the movie?
Okay. Obi-Wan, Luke, Darth Vader. Hey.
That is correct. Only 3. Look at that. So you passed.
Oh,
But can you go perfect, though, is the question.
Yeah, yes I can. Bring it on.
All right,
Let's
here we
find
go.
out.
Who's the first character to speak or make a sound in the movie? R2-D2, C-3PO, Leia, or Darth Vader?
I think because Leia's fucking with R2-D2. I think it's R2-D2.
C-3PO. He says
Oh, God
R2-D2
damn it.
immediately speaks after it, though.
I
Yeah,
knew he was going to backstab
so
me.
close.
that's all right.
Yeah.
You got one more. You can go 6-1.
Okay.
What is the name of Han Solo's ship that he flies throughout the movie?
Fuck.
Which I know we never actually said because I knew this was the last question.
It's the Millennium It's a B?
That is correct. All right, you went 6-1.
Now I'm a
That's,
pro.
that's pretty impressive.
Pretty damn good.
I'm a
pretty
pro
damn
like
good.
you guys.
Pretty damn good.
That's pretty
Man.
good.
Well, I'm
All
probably
right.
going to tune in next week and just follow along because I want to hear the
We-
Family
we-
Guy.
We have a guest for the next one, but I don't think we do for Return of the Jedi. So feel
no.
free to join for the third one.
I'm saying I might just lurk in the comments with everyone.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like if you end up watching, if you actually fire it up, you can come back on for Return of the Jedi
Oh, okay.
to
Got
wrap
it.
the trilogy up
The next one, I'm just going to rip on your dog's name in the comments. Though.
under a fake name.
Yeah.
Now I'm privy to it.
This was a delight. And I feel like I finally... Because I feel like it's cliche at this point to be the person who's like, oh, actually, I've never seen Star Wars. It's like almost annoying to say it. And so now I don't have to say that to people anymore. And it's
Yeah,
not
you
enough.
understand it. What did you think of the movie? Like, what is your immediate takeaway? I know it's a little weird because you watched it like on a stream and we talked through it, but
I can see why. I can see, especially if you were younger when you first saw it. Like you said, the endless imagination. There's like a bunch of planets to choose from, a bunch of cool ass spaceships, wacky, goofy alien people. Like, yeah, I can definitely see the appeal of it. And it is a fun story, and it is like good and evil, and it's got all the key things like doors that shut and you got to get through the door before it fully shuts. Everybody loves that shit. There's a lot of that in there.
You get it now.
A lot of hot door action in here.
You're part of the crew.
Yeah. All right. Okay, fellow dorkwads.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. Kate, you can come back for Jedi. People are saying RA for Empire. RA is coming out for a different movie next week. We're going to do something. We're figuring that out. Alex Sulkin, though, one of the writers from Family Guy, he wrote the Star Wars Family Guy episodes. He is on next week for Empire. It's going to be really fucking cool. We're just going to we got to watch it beforehand, but I'm just going to reference
on Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah. We're looking at Tuesday. Next week's tough. Sunday night, the Bulls documentary thing airs. We're not going to be doing it on Sundays. And then Thursday's the draft, so we'll be a weird crew next week. But that's it. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. And thank you to Lights Camera for having me on. I appreciate it.
Go Star Wars.
Go, fellow dork.
See you guys later.
Yeah.